Hello and welcome to a Business Minute with Lily Lopez, presented by the South Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. With me is Silvana Montenegro, the head of Advancing Hispanic and Latino. I got it right. Because nowadays there are so many names and so many. It's difficult, right? It's difficult. Sometimes you don't know what to do because it's his, her, him, he, and Latino, Hispanic, multicultural market. So be it as it, whatever it is, you're doing a great job. And I know that firsthand because since the day I met you, I realized that you are a go-getter. And you're gonna make it happen for Hispanics. And it is so important for us as Hispanics to advance and help our people move up the ladder. And the United States has actually the largest minority are Hispanics. So, and the fact that you are in JPMorgan Chase, wow, that speaks very highly of you. I know you're originally from Brazil. Así que me encanta, I love it, y me encanta que estés aquí. Today we're gonna do a panel discussion, and she has flown all the way from New York to moderate the panel on breast cancer. So this is the commitment that she has. So welcome.
Thank you.
Qué gusto tenerte.
About go-getter. Mira, con quién estamos hablando. But thank you. It's my pleasure to be here and always wonderful to connect with you, Lily.
Un placer. Dime, tell me about, and sometimes we do Spanglish, so people like Spanglish, but what particularly, I know the name, but what is your role? What do you do on your day-to-day operations in JPMorgan Chase?
Absolutely. So basically this role was created about 15 months ago.
Okay.
And it is a role to put together the firm-wide strategy for Hispanics and Latinos across the company. That doesn't mean that what I do is anything Hispanic is managed by my team. But what we do is leveraging the power of our business, of our philanthropic efforts, of our student engagement. Are we doing enough for Latinos? How can we amplify? So I work very closely across the firm to, one, help our employees have more successful careers.
Okay.
Bring in more Hispanic talent to our entry-level programs. Help small businesses led by Latinos to have more resources to grow. And help communities that need it to have more financial health education resources. Okay. So it's a very important mission. I say that
it's an important role. Yeah, mission and role. And is it at the national level?
It's a global effort.
It's a global effort. Okay.
Yes.
So I congratulate you. Oh, okay, my God. So then for us, it's such an honor that you came all the way from New York City just to be here with us. I mean, that speaks very highly of you, of your commitment, and I'm very honored and very proud that you're here with us, Silvana. So what have been the challenges that you've encountered in your position? If any.
Yeah, any, right?
We all encounter challenges.
I love where you started, right? Because it's 62 million Latinos in this country.
Of course.
Our voice is not always the most prominent.
It is not.
And we're not in all the stories, right? The other day I saw a statistic, and you and I talked about it.
We're talking about it, yeah.
5% of lead roles in Hollywood are Latino, even though 20% of the population in the country is Latino.
Exactly.
And out of those 5% of roles, the vast majority are stereotypical.
Right, the villain.
The servant, the villain, the drug lord.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that the biggest challenge really is around how do we change that story? I look at our community, I see small business success. Like we create more businesses than any other community.
Exactly.
And you talk about Latinas.
And Hispanic women. They're the ones that have more, their own small businesses, Number one, they are.
And I think we need to change how that's perceived. But the truth is, despite our resilience, which leads to all this economic and social impact, we still face many headwinds, right? So we need to create resources. And I know you're doing amazing work here in South Florida. We need to give people resources and access.
Exactly.
So that they can maximize their potential.
Of course, exactly. And I'm like you. I'm very passionate about that. And as the largest minority in the United States, we're not where we're supposed to be. Let's not even mention Hispanic women. Hispanic men are not. The numbers are not there on corporate boards and just top CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. You don't see Hispanic men or women. And that is a problem. When we have, they mean to say that there's we don't have any qualified Hispanic. And I try to express my concern, and I say it here in Miami, and I say it candidly, that sometimes they do national searches for positions. So you mean to tell me, I find that insulting that there's no one here in Miami-Dade County that's Hispanic, that's qualified enough for that position. We have to do a national search. Okay, let's get real, right? That I find offensive. because there's so many people that are super qualified, and it's just that we don't speak up. And I was featured recently in a magazine in the cover, and I remember they put as a heading, tenemos que alzar nuestra voz.
Yeah.
¿Qué piensas tú? Hay que alzar la voz, decirlo.
Let's get loud.
Exactly. Let's get loud. I love it.
There is a hashtag, by the way. Hashtag Let's Get Loud.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm going to do that.
Find a catchy one in Spanish so we can,
Alza hispano, alza tu voz. Exacto, yeah.
But I completely agree with you.
Absolutely.
I think our community, I think it's our voice, but it's also, how we've been perceived historically.
Perceived historically, yes.
We cannot be invisible. To not be invisible, I think it's definitely our voice as trailblazers, which we know is
right,
hard.
Of course.
But it's also, educating the system.
Exactly.
And giving the resources so people actually have those opportunities.
They need the resources, absolutely.
And when we think about recruiting also, I think, and of course depends on the company, and I'm generalizing, right? I'm not speaking about JPMorgan or...
No, exactly, in general.
But are we valuing the strengths that we should be valuing when we're hiring, right? Resilience, in my book, resilience drives innovation.
Exactly.
Latino,
yes, it does.
Resilience.
Absolutely, it's resilience.
So I think that even changing what are we looking for on our talent is going to be a big game changer.
Exactly.
Hire a Latino, they move mountains.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And that's how it is. My father started, he built his business here, and he didn't even know how to speak English. But he had that drive. Like you said, the challenge was there. I'm going to tackle the challenge. I lost everything in Cuba. He was a self-made man. He had properties. He had whatever. Communism just took everything away from everybody. But he started again. And he made it without knowing the English language. And those are success stories. And you could go here everywhere. Hialeah, Miami Lakes, Little Havana. You have people that own business. They don't speak the language. But they're successful.
Yes.
And they should be highlited. As successful.
And I did not know your father's story. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. And like him, so many had to start from scratch. Yes. Yeah, as a little girl, I was poor. Yeah, of course.
And
that's a story. Beautiful in pink. So I'm so happy, Silvana. Value your time and thank you. Thank you so much for being here today with us. I know you're going to leave early, even though I'm trying to keep you here for a little while so you can at least, besides working, moderating a panel, you have some fun with us. So thank you so much for being on a Business Minute with Lily Lopez. I really appreciate it.
Thank
you very
being
much.
Lily, driving change.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I like this lady. I need to be closer to you. I'm going to take a plane to New York. And all of you, thank you so much for tuning to another episode of A Business Minute with Lily Lopez. We'll see you next week.